So as you can see, this is a first generation GIROLANDO. As we talked about it before, the GIROLANDO breed is a coming up breed in the whole of East Africa, all because of the udder size, body weight, and the milking capabilities. So this is the GIROLANDO first generation. This is a cow that's being taken up in East Africa by most people. Why? Her milking capabilities are high, body mass index is very good, as she has mass, and in case you're looking at breeding very strong bulls for the beef system, you will adopt such a cow. Why should we have the GIROLANDO breed at GK Farm? As you can see her udder size, she's not a small milker. The cow is able to give you both beef genetics and dairy genetics, and this is very good for business. As a smallholder farmer, I would recommend people to have, let's say, 3 to 4 GIROLANDO breeds in your farm. Not only having the Frisian, but you can have the GIROLANDO, because once you raise a GIROLANDO, you're capable of having 3 bulls at the end of the year, castrate them, hit a very good body weight, and you sell to the beef farmers, you sell to the butchers, whereby once you sell to the butchers, you can sell the meat and get money to supplement onto the money you have gotten from the mother in dairy farming. So this is the cross of a local ANKOLE cow and a Holstein Friesian. How? You can see her body stature and her skin texture is quite rough, and this makes her very resistant to ticks. And at the same time, she has a very huge udder, which she adapted from the Holstein Friesian, which makes her a very strong and good milker. We have inseminated her with Holstein Friesian semen, and as you can see, her calf, who will take up the traits of a Frisian and still take up the traits of a local cow. Her milk output shall be very high, very resistant to diseases, and she will be able to be taken on by any buyer who comes in place.
Keep it farming with AIM Agriculture. It's such numbers are unachievable on free range.
Exactly.
If you're new to our YouTube channel, guys, kindly do the necessary. Just hit the subscribe button, like and share. Remember, our target is to hit 300,000 as soon as possible, soon as December.
Good morning. Welcome to GK Dairy Farm located in Luweero District. As you can see, it's early in the morning and we are heading in for the milking session. As you can see, the calves are quite many, and this is due to the process of AI, which GK Dairy Farm has adopted, whereby it's following the rule of a calf per cow per year, and this enhances the EBI, which is Economic Base Index, as a dairy farm. As we are of luck today, we have some cows that have been spotted and that are on heat today. So I would like to explain to you the whole process of artificial insemination. If you're to look at the back of the cows at the back, as GK Dairy Farm, we do not have a single male on farm. Why? As the farm, we have taken up the niche to only and only use artificial insemination. Artificial insemination, we use semen in order to get females and increase the herd, increase the genetics, and increase the milking capability of the farm. As you're about to see, we have artificial insemination that's going to take place, but I would like to explain to you the science of a cow on heat. If you are carrying out artificial insemination, we have what they call standing heat. Or the first sign is, how do you know my cow is on heat? she's restless, you have the young calves or the young bulls trying to mount her, and that's what they call standing heat. But once standing heat comes in place, that is when the cow is put in one place, she is in one place, and she's ready to be mounted. And that would and is the best time to inseminate your animal. The first process of insemination is having to restrain the cow. Once you restrain it, you are able to put it into one position whereby she'll not be able to move. And doing this, we'll have a smooth insemination process. So one of the signs, as you can see, is you'll have bulls all around her. And we'll have young stubborn bulls that are around that keep on coming to disturb the female. However, we, as a farm that is taking up artificial insemination, we are going to show you that artificial insemination process and how it's all done.
I'm Consumer Samuel, AI technician of this farm, George's farm. So what I'm going to show you is how we do AI and all processes. First of all, you have to get your sowing cup, and the water must be 38 degrees Celsius. We have our thermometer here, which we use to measure the temperature of water. Yes, as you can see, it is 37, and the temperature must be 35 to 38. After that, you bring your semen from the flask. This is our semen. This one is sexed semen. You wait it in water for 30 to 50 seconds. So after 30 seconds, you get your gun, your AI gun. You open it. You load your straw in your AI gun like this. Then you cut at the top of the straw where semen will pass using this one called the straw cutter. After cutting the straw, you load your gun very well. As you can see, semen. That is semen. Now you get this gun. This gun is very good. It has a camera which helps you to see what is inside. I think you can see. And you are going to see when I'm serving the cow. You get your cotton wool to clean the valve of the cow. So you use cotton wool to clean the valve of the cow. And after, you switch off your camera, then you insert it in the cow, in the valve. The use of this thing is to pump the mucus from the eye of the camera. Yes, our picture is clear video, and you can see the cervix is open and those are mucuses coming out, which shows that the cow is on heat. Then you bring your gun where you have loaded your semen, you insert it slowly. You make sure you target the cervix. Yes, that is our cervix, and we have entered. Now that's where we deposit our semen. And our AI is done.
You have seen the whole artificial insemination process. On this farm, artificial insemination started in 2021, and you can count down as 2021, 2022, 2023, with no bull. We have had researchers coming here and looking at our conception rate. As a farm, we have a conception rate of 98% tick on our insemination processes. As you can see, there's no bull on farm. All cows have been inseminated, and as you can see at the back, where you're seeing the cows trying to mount, that's the cows trying to mount the cow that has just been inseminated. But since we do not have bulls, we do not have any occurrence of a failure in insemination. In Luweero district and possibly at large in this northeastern side, we are the biggest semen buyers with a conception rate of 98%. We are only doing semen, and that literally shows we shall have a calf per cow per year. We equally do sell heifers, Holstein heifers, Jersey heifers, the red Frisian, and the newly brought in the GIROLANDO breed. Why? All these are dairy animals, and we are looking at improving on the economic stability of the state, improving the economic stability of the farmers in Uganda. And not only as the youth in Uganda, but East Africa at large. We must take up dairy farming as a business, take up dairy farming as a passion, and look at the beauty of cows as something that we love as human beings. Cows not only will take care of you in your times of sickness, but they will take care of you in your times of happiness. يقول هيج زرابه زجين. Ningufutir. Já não me cansa, sede.
Hi, Peter.
Yes.
Finally, I'm here.
Finally.
You're doing such a good job.
Thank you very much for coming and visiting GK Dairy Farm in Luero District.
Luero District.
Yes, please.
How many kilometers from Kampala?
Right now we're approximately 60 to 70 kilometers out of Kampala, and from the main road to the farm is around 20 kilometers. So you're looking at a journey of 1 hour and a half or 2 hours from the main Kampala to come to our farm and be able to see what's on ground.
Wow. Guys, it's so beautiful, very beautiful to meet such a young man who is so passionate on farming, and to be specific, dairy
farming. Exactly.
He's so passionate. When I had a conversation with Peter, you could feel the vibe, you know, when he could talk about the AI, the breeds he has, and what he's looking at. We've been milking together in the morning.
Yes, early in the morning.
About 500 liters.
Exactly.
On free range, it's such numbers are unachievable on free range.
Exactly.
If you're new to our YouTube channel, guys, kindly do the necessary. Just hit the subscribe button, like and share. Remember, our target is to hit 300,000 as soon as possible, as soon as December, so that we keep moving. And I bring you the likes of Peter,
a young dairy farmer in Uganda.
In fact, not a young dairy farmer.
Yeah.
A young, passionate
dairy farmer.
How did you gain passion, man?
The passion for dairy farming has not just come from seeing cows which have been raised by my father, but it all started when I was young. I used to see my grandfather who liked cows, picked up the passion from him, and then luckily my father, Mr. George Kahotwaise, loves cows. He started up a dairy farm, named it GK Dairy Farm. So not only did he educate us using cows, but equally the love for dairy farming came as a person. And generally, as you look behind, you can just see it's just marvelous to be with cows. So raise them and they'll take care of you, and you just keep loving them.
You know, there are quite a number of white-collar jobs. There are many things you could do in town. But I could see the passion yesterday when you're saying we must get to the farm. We must get to the farm and see things happening.
Exactly.
So why opt to take up a role as a director, one of the directors in GK, instead of getting another job? Or maybe what did you go to do in school?
Personally, I'm an educated person. I have a bachelor's degree in international relations, and I have a master's degree in terrorism, international crime and global security.
Wow.
From Coventry University in the UK.
But you're here.
But I am at the farm.
That is committing career suicide.
I have been asked the question so many times. Why did you leave the UK and why did you come back to Uganda? Why did you come and choose to take care of your father's cows? Why? But I looked at it from a perspective that I love farming and I cannot be without cows, because I would be that side and the only thing, my mind would just be telling me, you go back home and see how the cows are doing, call maybe the herdsman, call Muse and ask him, how is cow number 05 doing, how is cow number this doing? So just the love and all that passion made me come back home, take care of the cows, because once we take care of them to look that way, they'll take care of us in other terms. Let's say we milk them, the money from the milk will be able to buy for us food at home, it will be able to buy a newspaper to read, it will be able to take me out if I want to go and see some friends. Generally, without a cow, there's no life, but with a cow, there is life.
There's one thing you're forgetting. One thing you're forgetting. I think these cows, the best thing that they're giving you, and even me,
yes, is therapy. Exactly. Once you come to the farm, you will have peace of mind. You have left the town where there's lots of car horns, the pollution, the phone calls at work, the phone calls when where. Once you come here, it's just serenity. The silence, you get to touch the cows, you feel happy. It's generally peaceful at lunch.
Peter, here is a gentleman. Well educated, so composed, knows what he's doing.
Exactly.
Travel far and wide. Leaves the UK, back to Africa. To be specific, back to Uganda.
Uganda, yeah.
To be specific, back to the village. You know, this farm, when you came in, now fully you've left everything to concentrate on this, on the dairy farm. Of course, this is not where the farm was when you came, right?
Yes, please.
So how did it, what are some of the major improvements that you've made to this flock to BYTs, or what are some of the major improvements you could tell us you've undergone so that some of our viewers could also learn from the same?
Okay, so one of the major, this farm initially started in 2017, and this was all a forest.
With how many cows?
It had no cow at all. So as it was a forest, Muzee had to pick up the initiative, carrying out the clearing. We used to come here as kids, help him in the clearing, the bush burning. We obviously didn't want to dilapidate the land or the environment. We had to leave the trees, yes. Keep pasture as low as you can,
Remove the shrubs.
and then remove the shrubs. Exactly. So once that was done, we managed to stock a couple of cows, which were the local horned ANKOLE cows. We had the zebu cows. Usually in Uganda we have market days every end of month on a Friday. Get a market day, go buy some cows, just come and do the slight grazing, we'll just do the milking. But then we had a future prospect, which was to be one of the best dairy genetic breeding farm in Uganda. So we picked up AI, which is artificial insemination.
And I see that is your area.
That's our
passionate
exactly.
about it.
So we bought a couple of cows from various notable farms in Uganda. Let's say Kamate Dairy Farm. We bought from Engineer Ugunda. We bought from Mr. Samuel Black in Mbara. A number of cows, a number of notable farms, and we bought a huge number of cows. Brought them to the farm, raised them on specific pastures. Let's say Chloris Guyana, Bracharia Mulato, Lucerne, Alfalfa, all these high in crude protein and good in fiber, which encourages the growth of heifers to look the way they look right now, which is a strong body mass index and being able to hold the semen that has been put in them, because these Frisian calves, once the semen has been put in the cow, the Frisian calves are actually big. We've had certain mortality rates coming in because of the calf size, and that's when we put them in the local Ugandan cows, which have the small body size. So we picked up a number of cows that we inseminated, raised the number high since we're using sexed semen, which is a calf per cow per year. Each cow will give us a female calf, a calf per cow per year.
You just got that, guys?
Since the cow gives birth, gestation period is 9 months. Once you inseminate her, you know that at the end of the 9 months, I'll have a female cow. If I have 10 cows, I have inseminated them with sexed semen. At the end of the year, I'll have 10 female calves and 10 female cows. So at the end of the next year, I'll have literally 40 cows.
40 girls.
Exactly. And like that, it just keeps reciprocating and reciprocating. And with these genetics being input, you look at an increase in milk production. Since the genetic component is extremely high, you see the milk increasing from 10 liters to 15, from 15 to 20, from 20 to 25.
With every generation?
Every generation that is coming in place.
Your highest milker today is doing?
Our highest milker right now is doing 25 to 28 liters per day. And we're looking at milking her once a day, since we milk once a day. However, we have the heavy milkers. You should not restrain the cow because you're trying to improve the genetics. No. If you see you've milked her the first time and the milk is not getting done, you milk her again in the evening. So in the morning she could give you 10, in the evening she could give you 15, and that's 25 a day. In the morning she could give you 12 since she has taken lots of water, lots of salt, and then in the evening she could give you 15.
But you're talking about 26 to?
26 to 25 liters a day.
Sorry, 25 to 26?
Yes, please.
So we are talking about 25. Remember, guys, remember, we are talking about 25 to 26 liters on 99% free range.
Free range. We do not do any zero grazing here
at all,
because we need our cows to exercise, and free range is quite costly.
That's what you love, right?
Yes, and we just love seeing the cows being able to move, be free, and move on generally.
In the morning I saw the milking.
Yes, please.
And it was, oh my goodness. I remember those days when we were young. Actually, I really felt it waking up the farm. You know, back at home there's been so much land segmentation, and people are adopting new mechanisms like zero grazing and all that. So you couldn't get this.
Yes,
you could get when it was young. We were young. The hand milking, the bond between the cows.
Bond between the cow and you, yes. The morning routine at GK Dairy Farm usually starts at around 5:45 to 6 a.m. in the morning. We start by having 2 separate herds. The mothers of the calves are over this paddock, and the calves are at the other paddock, as you can see. So every morning we have the herdsmen washing the cans, taking the cans out, which you shall see in the other paddock. Once the cans are out, the cows know that it's time to be milked. Once we have specific herdsmen, and the specific herdsmen milk specific cows. We pick one cow, take that side, it meets with the mother, or it meets with the calf, it's milked, and the records are taken in the book for record keeping purposes. As a farm, we have taken up the initiative to have record keeping purposes, and this encourages, once a buyer comes, you're not going to lie to him. As farmers, we have an issue of lying. He will tell you, my cow milks 25 liters, my cow milks 30 liters, but what's there to show that your cow is milking these liters? At GK Dairy Farm, we have taken up the initiative of records kept at the farm. We milk a cow, measure the milk, write it down, and it's taken into a computer. So as you are going to buy a cow, we will show you the productivity of the cow and how she has pushed on throughout the 7 to 8 months of milking. Okay, so every morning once the milking is done, as a farm we have gotten a couple we supply, and as you have seen, one of the suppliers has made his way through early in the morning, whereby this milk is gotten from here, and the milk is later on taken to the main city, which is Kampala, and it's taken up for the final consumer. And the milk is usually used in making yogurt, ice cream, due to the good fat content, and at times it's equally taken to majorly make cheese. Again. The first step is the measuring of the milk. As it's measured onto the scale, we get the tag number of the cow. If, let's say, the tag number of the cow is 91, write down 91, and she has milked 12 liters to 13 liters, and then the records are written down, and then it's put onto the can and then given onto the final buyer. So with this in place, whenever a person is going to buy a cow, he or she knows that on the 18th of November or the 18th of December, she milked 20 liters. She milked the next day 15 liters, she milked the next day 16 liters. And with this in place, we get to know, was her grazing the previous day good? Did she have enough salt? Did she drink enough water? And did she have enough pasture? And with those key factors in place, you're able to know that my dairy cow is doing well or my dairy cow is doing badly. Now, the quality of milk equally matters on the pasture that has been eaten the previous day. If she has taken high pasture in high in crude protein, let's say for the alfalfa, desmodium or lucerne, her milk production will be so high. So yesterday, how many liters were they?
509.
It was 509.
509.
And today, so far, they have milked how many?
Today we are still milking.
They're still milking, but from the look of it, this each can, as seen, each metallic can is marked at the base, which is 50 liters. So if you're to count, this one, there's a 2, there's a 3, there's a 4. So as per now, they have milked 400 liters, and we have more cows to be milked. As GK Dairy Farm, we are milking close to 600 liters per day, and that is increasing since in the next coming years, and we have a new batch of heifers which are all AI produced, pure Holstein Friesians, and that shall give us a high amount of milk. As I had earlier on explained, 2017 cleared the land, brought in some small number of cows that helped in clearing of the shrubs and all. So then, as a dairy farm, we looked at two niches. Firstly is genetics, and secondly is pasture improvement. A viewer possibly out there could be asking, what is pasture improvement? A dairy animal literally lives and breathes pasture. With poor pasture, let's say the paspalum or the whatnot, the cow will not give you the required milk that you need every day.
Okay.
Exactly. So once you have various pastures brought into your land, let's say giant panicum, Chloris cayana, Bracharia mulatto, the sugar napier, or the one in Kenya which is near the sugar graze. Once you input such amazing pastures, you will see a total change in the milk output of your dairy animals. You have already sat down and focused on genetics. The cow looks good. It has a Friesian frame. It has the udder. It has the good body size. Have you given it the pasture that's required? The pasture that's required is high in crude protein and high in fiber. The crude protein percentage must be between 12 to 15, and this must be gotten through legumes, which is alfalfa, desmodium, lucerne, and these are gotten anywhere. Any agricultural shop has the seedlings. You could take home, plant, harvest within 3 weeks period, mix with your high in fiber like Chloris, give your animal at the end of the day, and in the evening, once you milk her, she'll be very happy, and you literally get the money that you need from the milk.
Wow.
Exactly.
Wow. It's so amazing. Talking about breeds.
Yes, please.
I've seen you quite have, even just if I look at them like from a layman's perspective, someone will say, well, you have different colors.
Yes.
Of course, I mean you have different breeds around.
Yes, please.
So which are some of the breeds that you're focusing on mostly, and
Okay.
maybe what could be the advantages?
So at GK Dairy Farm, we have a number of breeds. We have the Holstein American Friesian, we have the Jersey, we have Guernsey, we are entering into the GIROLANDO, and we have the crosses. We have a couple of crosses. Take for instance the one at the back. This is a cross between the usual Ugandan ANKOLE cow and the Friesian cow, but that has taken quite a long number of years since the genetic composition keeps on changing.
It has got some advantages.
And it has got very good advantages. Let's say it's disease resistant. It offers one of the best qualities of milk, since that's the milk. In Uganda, people drink milk plain at times.
Sure.
You could milk from the cow and just drink, and it still has its sweet taste. Very resistant to diseases, and it's very drought. In case the place is really dry, you rest assured that she'll not lose body weight. And she will be able to pass on those genes onto her next offspring, and that will be very nice for you, since the cows are strong and you're assured that your herd will keep on growing. Because the difference with the Friesian cow is when it gives birth so many times, her body weight loses, her milk reduces, which is very different from a cross cow.
And also the problem with Friesians, they have very susceptible to diseases, especially
Exactly.
ECF.
ACF.
You joke with it a little bit, you're out of the game.
Next thing you know, she's sneezing, and now that's one of the advantages that are not talked about earlier on. While we milk in the morning, once you milk in the morning and the hand milking, you're able to see which cow, once you walk through the herd, you look through and say, this cow is sneezing, she's coughing, this must be ECF. This one has some swellings. Now that's another kind of disease. So that's one of the advantages equally of having the morning milking and hand milking in precise.
Hand milk.
Hand milking to be precise.
Wow. Now, the Girolando. I first saw a Girolando at GLV farm in Barara
Yes, please.
district. It couldn't come to my attention. But now when I came here, in the morning, you remember when they were doing the milking, and I could look at that cow, the grayish
Exactly.
cow. Why did you opt for this? And maybe what are some, because when you talk about dairy farming, what comes into your mind, the first thing is freshen. You know, when dairy, black and white, freshen. But I've seen some, I think
It must be right at the back, one of those ones.
there's even a brown one.
There's even a brown one, yes, please.
Yes. What are some of the benefits of this cow? And
The origin of the Girolando majorly is from Brazil, southern Brazil to be precise. And its popularity literally began, I think, a year back, whereby the Brazilians had picked up the niche of the Napier grass equally, and they were seeing the profitability of the Girolando was coming up really high.
okay.
So as I think Urs, Uganda, and a couple of farmers went to Brazil recently and other shows and noticed that the milking had increased in this specific breed of cow. It's quite disease resistant, it is big in size,
Yeah,
it has a really huge udder, and generally what people were looking at is a cow that is dual purpose. It can serve both as a beef cow and it can serve as a milk cow. And this equally can be seen in a different other kind of breed, which is the Semito, Flake V, which people equally now are starting to adopt. Both are quite good in milk production and beef production. So as any East African out there, look at them having the Girolando on their farm, and not only have the Frisian, but you could equally mix them.
Now, when you talk about a Girolando, we've talked about it being a dual purpose breed.
Yes, please.
And it's something new, by the way, guys. I only saw a Girolando on the internet, on YouTube.
Yes.
And I really loved the cow just from the looking at it. And I had always admired to get the cow. Mostly I could see it in India.
Yes.
Just to come and find it in Uganda.
Thank you very much.
We've talked about it being a dual purpose breed.
A dual purpose breed, yes.
But it has got a very good frame.
Very good from.
Being disease resistant,
Exactly.
drought tolerant. What about the milk?
It's
In
milk.
terms of butterfat.
In terms of butterfat, she is faring averagely between 12 to 17 under her butterfat content, but that's equally not bad, because the higher the butterfat, you could equally look at ghee, you could look at cheese,
Okay.
you could look at yogurt making, and in case people are looking into skimmed milk, that would be equally one of the best
To go for.
to go for.
Amazing. The common question would be, you got heifers.
Yes, please.
Maybe tell them.
Under GK Dairy Farm, we have a breeding program. Most, I think, of the cows behind are heifers, which have not given birth at all, and we are having a breeding program. We breed one of the best Frisians, inseminate, fatten them, inseminate them, and they're up for grabs to the local communities, either in East Africa or neighbors around in Uganda. They could come pick up one and be able to push on in business.
I have a message for you, my viewers. And this is out of love. Take it or leave it. I usually tell my people, I'll not only bring you farmers, but I'll bring you the best farmers. I pity most of You who would go and buy cows, you know, you just see cows somewhere and you want to get them from that famous place, you know it. That famous place, you know it. Look behind me. These are some of the best heifers which have been brought up under the normal African conditions.
Yes, please.
Tell me, you know, this cow when taken to another region, which is harsh weather, it will survive, definitely.
It definitely will.
It sleeps in the open, feeds in the open, and eats natural grasses that anyone could afford.
Exactly.
This cow, when put in a zero grazing unit, would even perform best.
It would perform best because you're looking at it in this way. The more a dairy cow moves, the less she loses energy and there's less resting time for her to produce the milk. If you buy a pure Frisian cow, put it in a zero grazing system, offer her the best kind of pasture that you can. We have quite a number of people coming up right now selling silage, selling hay bales at quite affordable rates. Look at it, you are feeding 5 Frisian cows in a zero grazing system. Each is giving you 20 liters a day. You are earning approximately, let's say, $60 to $100 every day. It would not hurt to remove $20 to buy the same pasture that you have given them on a daily basis. And they'll keep on producing that every day. You'll have a balance of $80 in your pocket on a daily basis as profit.
As profit.
As profit.
Hunger out of Africa.
Hunger out of Africa, and that is only 5 dairy cows.
Poverty
Eradicated.
Guys, if you want to buy a heifer, these are the right ones for you. Here, they have been brought up under natural conditions, grazing on their own, sleeping on their own.
On their own, no shelter provided. The only shelters provided is for the babies, the young calves.
And that's obvious.
And that's obvious, you have to take care of them.
Traditionally, you could take care of the
Exactly.
cows. So guys, I just wonder how this cow has all the records. It's a pure breed line, and the best thing you've done is hardening the animal.
Exactly.
Increasing its adaptability to the East African conditions, especially the semi-arid, almost
Semi-arid. Exactly.
in between there. And this thing of buying cows from a zero grazing unit to another zero grazing unit, I don't advocate for it. Most people lose cows.
Most people lose cows equally because they're not being prepared for it.
Yes.
They have not been taught about the pasture. They have not been taught about cow comfortability.
And even the animal itself.
Cow comfortability. Exactly.
Its
So
adaptability, you know, the immunity matters most.
exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Immunity matters most. You see, let's say, if we taken to Europe, you were there before
Yes, please.
during snow, and you're landing there during that time. How do you find it?
It was quite hard.
But if you come from that side and you come here in the sunshine, how do you feel?
It's generally hard to adapt either way, whether snow or the sunshine. Once you're not used to that kind of living, you'll not adapt.
Harsh?
It will take time. It takes time.
So such an animal is meant to be in very cool places.
Exactly.
You know, being given lots of concentrate and feeds. But
Yes.
here it is, from down to the stage that it is, being brought up under normal conditions. So it's a well-adapted animal for both. Given those conditions, then it will produce even higher, but at a cost, of course, definitely.
As a cost, exactly.
And given the normal conditions, still it will produce high, but now
High.
averagely. Is that what we mean?
Exactly. That's what I meant.
So how would one get a heifer?
You could come either to the farm and have a free look around.
Choose.
Choose the best that you would require, and then setting it for price, and then you'd be able to start up. But however, we really encourage people to take cows there they have noted in the records. Ask me, the mother of this cow, how many liters was she giving yesterday? And I give you the record. How many liters did she give last month? I'll give you the record. Not only will I give you the record of her milking, but I will give you the record of the father to the daughter, because we keep our insemination records under lock and key. You ask me, number 369, who is her father? We check in the record when she was inseminated, who is the dad, which company we got it from, and which country it's from. The best thing of these bulls, you can Google them. You can Google Admiral, you can Google Genster. We have brought in the brown Swiss semen recently for one of the best bulls in the US called Chrome.
Wow.
So it all happens that we want to be a first-class farm and equally improve on the lifestyle ability of the the Ugandans and East Africans at large.
At large, of course. Even Africa.
And Africa, hopefully.
Definitely.
Yes, please.
Yep.
So it depends on the final person. Come, get what you like, develop, and not only will I sell to you a cow, but I will have to follow up.
Kampala is just a stone throw away from Kenya.
Exactly. I will get a bus to wherever you are, look at the cow, see how she's doing. In case of any weaknesses, we could help you develop them. In case of any, you want more cows,
Definitely.
they are readily available there.
Maybe I would ask this question. How is movement of livestock here in Uganda? Because I'm also asking on behalf of my viewer who maybe wants to buy an animal, but is wondering, or she's wondering, how will I take this milker to my country? So I think, would you mind, of course, the buyer will take care of the transport, but what about the paperwork?
The paperwork is equally done by us.
Oh, wow.
Take for instance, all our cows have a tag. However, just the hair has covered, but the next ear has what they call an ECF tag.
Ah, okay.
All cows on the farm are vaccinated at birth.
Wow.
Once she's born, we vaccinate, and other vaccinations that take place after are all done. So the paperwork starts at the farm. We go to the LCs, get slight paperwork, letters from the office here at the farm equally, hand you over to the officials, and be able to have a smooth trip with the animal to the farm. However, comfortability of the cow on the trip is a must, and that's what we look at when we're leaving the farm.
I must buy for my mom a cow this year.
Please do, please do.
This year. So I'm going to choose a cow.
You must.
I'm going to choose a cow and give my mom. So, and you will start doing for me the paperwork. Once everything is ready, I'll write you a check, and I'll send my vehicle to pick the cow.
Thank you very much.
Yes, that's how I can support a fellow youth.
Thank you very much.
I'm so impressed, because this is what I've seen. And when I'll be coming to pick the cow, we will be able to show to our viewers the entire process.
The entire process of how the cow was bought.
I was bought from
picked and sent.
And delivered.
Exactly.
Wow, I don't know which one I'll take. Should I go for a fresh one?
Personally, I would look at you going for Frisian, because once the Kenyan conditions would really favor the Frisian animal.
Me, I would love a cross of the ANKOLE and a Frisian. I would love it because of the adaptability.
And now this is a cross, because you can see how big she is and her height.
Wow.
And generally her stature.
She's big. I would love that one, because I think the milk also has
The milk equally is really, really good.
So you don't choose an animal by the looks?
You do not choose an animal by the looks, but you choose an animal by her genetic composition and majorly by the records of farmers.
Guys, you've heard that one?
We majorly have farmers who, I'm not going to say any harsh words, but
it's understandable.
We are not quite honest.
True.
I will tell you, my cow milks 50 liters a day, 25 morning, 25 evening. However, when buying a cow, make sure you go in the morning. Same way you came in the morning, so on your own, a cow being milked. Look at how many liters she has given, and then that's when you can know that I will want the offspring of this cow. And that's the best way I can advise any farmer out there to buy a cow. Be proactive, go on ground, see how the cow is faring. Is it healthy? Are the conditions of the cows on the farm healthy? Is the genetic composition okay? Is the body frame fine? Is the udder looking okay? Then I will take this cow.
Wow. Just look at that. Just look at that. This cow loves you and it has been moving around you throughout the entire interview.
This is a cross.
What's the tag number?
253.
You got it off head.
Off head.
Okay. Wow. So without the ECF tag?
Without the ECF tag, the cow cannot be able to move.
Wow. Which is good. It's helping empower the community.
Exactly.
And what about farm visits?
We encourage farm visits, however, due to some certain
biosecurity,
we kind of limit them. However, on schedule, we could have a farm visit being done.
You come and choose the animal for yourself?
Yes, please.